Let's still stay on this particular issue. Let's look at vigilantism and what the police is doing. And I have been joined by Adit Sani, and he is a security analyst. Hello, good afternoon, Sani, and thanks so much for joining us here on Midday Live.
Good afternoon.
Well, Sani, so the presence of the IGP and some of the top police hierarchy in Kumasi Metropolis, what does this say?
Well, anytime we're confronted with issues of national security, there are some urgent steps that has to, as a matter of urgency, be taken. And one of those is deployment, and in some cases, we have reinforcement, etc. So it is only normal that when we're faced with such a serious issue, we have more boots on the ground. But it goes without saying, however, that it goes way, way beyond more boots on the ground. A lot of smarter, more effective, and of course, efficient ways would have to be devised to control the situation. So we seem to have concentrated so much on the militarization of ensuring security in the country, but it's always, goes beyond that. We should see this as an immediate measure, but in the long run, a lot more effective measures would have to be taken into consideration. And like I've indicated on your platform on several occasions, I think it's important that in as much as we're concerned with confronting them head on and arresting their members, we should also look beyond them. We should look deeper into those people who, as it were, finance them, those who provide them those impetus, and of course the motivation to do what they are at the moment doing. We should also consider naming and shaming. I mean, people of high societal repute who are engaged in these activities should be, as a matter of fact, be named and shamed. Let us also consider, in the long run, those socio-economic, political, and even in some cases, cultural deficits that gives rise to some of these activities. Let us think of engaging civil society organizations. There are a number of government interventions like Maslock and Exim Bank, etc., which is focused on creating opportunities for the youth who constitute majority of the human resource potential of the country. So I think it's important that we consider engaging these youth, so in the long run they become disinterested in these criminal activities.
Well, Sani, looking at that, well, now the IGP has declared war on vigilantism and all forms of mass disorder. Would you say that it is late, because we have been told previously that this was a thing of the past?
Well, it's better late than never, because this is an issue that has been underlining for a very long time now, and we seem not to have really done anything to curb it. It is important that we first of all recognize we have been sleeping, we have been in a deep slumber all this while. Go back to the drawing board and fashion ways, put together a body, interdisciplinary in nature, made up of law enforcement, legal experts, civil society organizations, and even psychologists, to come up with a roadmap, with a strategy aimed at not nipping them in the bud completely, but to a very large extent reducing their ability to perpetrate violence, that is, decapitating them, or perhaps managing them to a very large extent. So these measures, the war, they are only immediate measures. It is my hope and prayer that we go beyond just declaring war on them. But that notwithstanding, is a good call, and I just so hope that it doesn't end on paper.
Well, so the IGP again has led a team of special anti-terrorist squad to the Kumasi metropolis. What do you make of this move?
Well, because of public outrage over what has happened, I think it's important the police prove to us that they are up to the task and they mean business, because in the past it has been so constricted to just rhetoric. We have spoken a lot about this issue, but nothing concrete has been done. So I think it's a good line of action they've taken to prove beyond reasonable doubt that, yes, indeed, and now They are not just saying it, but they are committed to controlling this scourge once and for all. And indeed, it does also send a clear signal to these guys that they are not bigger than the states. And the laws, of course, the law will come after them, and they will be dealt with rigorously and vigorously within the ambits of the law. So all these actions, I must say, are immediate response to crisis situation in security protocols. And overall, I just hope it doesn't end there, but it's followed up to the latter.
Well, thanks so much, Sani Adib. I have been speaking with Sani Adib, and he is a security analyst. We have been looking at the issue of vigilantism and what the police service is doing about the issue.